Recent headlines are claiming that Miami's housing market is the biggest bubble in the world. If you own a home here or you're looking to buy, this is going to make you pause. But here's the truth, that headline might be one of the most misleading and fear-mongering stories about Miami real estate this year. Because when you dig into the numbers, the data, and what's driving this market, you realize Miami is not in a bubble, not even close. So today I'm going to show you all of the data, why that headline was created, and what you need to know about Miami's housing market to make wise decisions with your money. So first, let's look at what UBS said. In their 2025 Global Real Estate Bubble Index, they ranked Miami as the #1 city in the world most at risk of a housing bubble, ahead of Tokyo and Zurich. They noted that home prices in Miami have grown faster than local income and rents, and what economists call a price to income and price to rent imbalance. They gave Miami a bubble risk score of a 1.73, which puts it in their high risk category. UBS is saying that prices are way too high compared to what people make here. And to be fair, on paper, that might sound like a red flag. Now, let me show you why this model doesn't tell you the whole story about Miami. Here's what UBS got wrong about how Miami's markets work. The UBS model assumes that people buying homes in Miami are also earning their income in Miami, but that's just not true. According to Dr. Eli Baracha from Florida International University, a huge portion of Miami's home buyers earn their money elsewhere, in other states or even other countries. They are bringing the wealth from places like New York, California, and Latin America. They're not relying on local paychecks to buy homes here. So when UBS uses local income data to measure affordability, they're missing the reality of Miami's market. As Dr. Baracha put it, that ranking is biased. Miami simply doesn't fit the same model as other cities. And here's the other big thing UBS ignored: cash. This is the piece that changes everything about Miami's market stability. Miami leads the entire country in all cash home purchases. In the first half of 2025, 43% of all homes in Miami were bought with cash. For homes over $1 million, that number jumps to 53%. When people buy with cash, they're not over leveraged. That means that there's no debt bubble to pop. Historically, markets with heavy cash activity don't crash the same way financed markets do. That's why experts like Anna Bozovic from Analytics Miami are calling the UBS report clickbait, because it completely ignores this key factor that's keeping Miami stable. As Anna puts it, bubbles are not built on cash. Bubbles pop when the asset can no longer sustain the debt, and we have the opposite of this setup. But let's not just rely on what the experts say. Let me show you what the actual market numbers reveal. According to Realtor.com, as of September 2025, here's what's happening in Miami's housing market. The median list price in Miami was around $605,000, which is down 6.9% year over year. Homes are sitting on the market longer, around 113 days on average, but sellers aren't panicking. The city continues to attract high net worth individuals and global investors. People like Lionel Messi, who owns multiple luxury condos here. And you can't forget about Jeff Bezos, who just bought a $237 million worth of property on Indian Creek Island. Add in the continued migration from states like New York and California, limited housing supply, and a desirable lifestyle. You've got strong fundamentals supporting our market. The Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach metro area ranks third in the entire United States for skilled job growth, creating a stable foundation for housing demand. Miami continues to be a top destination for international buyers, particularly from Latin America, Europe, and Canada. The combination of these factors creates sustainable demand that isn't based on speculation or over leveraging. So when you look at all of this together, what does it mean for Miami's market and where it's headed? The reality is that we're not in a bubble, but a slow cool down. And here's what you need to understand about the housing market right now. So is Miami's housing market cooling off? Yes. Prices aren't skyrocketing like they did during the pandemic, but that's a good thing. Experts describe it not as a bubble bursting, but the air slowly coming out of the balloon. After years of record price growth and low interest rates, the market is finally normalizing. We are likely to see prices stay roughly where they are, maybe a little bit higher or slightly lower, but not a crash. Markets that crash are typically over leveraged, overbuilt, and driven by speculation. Miami has none of those characteristics. With 43% of buyers paying cash and wealthy individuals continuing to invest hundreds of millions of dollars here, there's no debt crisis waiting to happen. The increase in inventory and days on market is bringing balance back. which benefits buyers without destroying sellers' equity. For buyers out there, this cool down means more negotiating power. You have time to make decisions without the pressure. You can actually do a home inspection that you might have had to waive in 2021 and 2022. And for my sellers out there, it means being realistic about pricing while understanding that the fundamentals still support property values. Miami's housing market is evolving, not collapsing, and that's the critical difference. And now you know exactly why the bubble narrative doesn't hold up when you look at the real data. So if you're thinking about buying or selling in Miami and you want to understand what this market shift means for your specific situation, you can just send me an email, joe@joesellsmiami.com, and let's talk about how you can take advantage of this cool down and make a smart move before the market heats back up. And if you want to keep challenging what you think you know about Miami, make sure you check out my next video where I break down the 10 things that are no longer true about living in Miami. I'm talking about the vertical transformation reshaping our skyline, the transit revolution that's making cars optional, and how neighborhoods like North Bay Village and the Magic City Innovation District are redefining where people actually want to live. Miami's changing faster than most people realize, and this video shows you exactly how. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.